Hi guys, so today we're going to be doing a pretty short video. This is just going to be a quick review over these right here. These are the Howard Leight Impact Sports. These are probably one of my favorite ear pros that I've currently used. Now granted, these are all kind of budget minded. So if you are looking for something super high quality, durable, all that kind of stuff, you can hook into headsets and everything like that. This is not going to be for you, but this is going to be for probably just about 90 to 95% of the people out there who go shooting or who just want a good set of ear pros that they can use. These right here, obviously they don't come with this padding. This is something I bought after the fact. On a side note, the Impact Sports are fine comfort-wise. They come with something similar to this right here. It's kind of like a leather inside with like now obviously this is a different brand, but it comes with like kind of a suede material on the outside and kind of leather. They're not really padded, but they're not uncomfortable either. But one of the things I will say is if you have a really thin face like I do, where you don't have a lot of meat on your face, you're kind of bony jawed, I guess. You're going to probably want something like this that adds a little bit of padding to raise it higher up on your ears, because whenever I'm wearing these, if I don't have the padding, right around here, there's a little bit of a gap where my jawbone actually sucks into my face, so there's actually a little gap where sound actually comes in. So these don't seal all the way to my face specifically. Now, a way I got around that is, one, I added gel pads. These gel pads don't come with these. They come with just a standard foam that looks very much like this. It's kind of a hard foam. It's not the most uncomfortable, but it's not uncomfortable either. But the gel helps it seal better to my face. I don't remember the name of these brands. I want to say it's like Noise Canceller, Noise Fighter, or something like that. But it has a little spot up here where you can put your glasses. I don't do that. My glasses just go straight through the middle. And these are gel cups. These make it a lot more comfortable. But the regular pads it comes with are fine. I added the gel pads first to see if I could get it to seal better to my face, which the gel pads helped. But whenever you have the rifle up against your face and you're aiming, or say you're doing any kind of movement, anything like that, where these get bumped at all, it'll immediately break the seal. So the gel helped, but it didn't fix the problem. What I did is I added this pad right here. Now, in order to add this, you have to cut off the leather strap pad that goes around the side. And with this one specifically, it wasn't thick enough as is. So if I were to remove this, maybe you probably won't be able to see it on the inside of there, but maybe you can see it. Anyways, so you can see there's a little bit of foam padding on the inside. I actually took that square foam padding from a rifle case, the like pluck foam where you pluck out a shape for your rifle, and I actually added a layer of that all the way on the inside, which allowed this to set up higher on my head, which basically bypassed that whole jawline. So instead of my ears being like perfectly centered, they're actually a little bit lower down, probably down in here, and I have small ears anyways. So that allows these to get a way better seal on my head. So if for some reason you're using these Ear Pro and you can't get them to seal on your head because you have a bony jaw, and so like there's a little gap right there where sound comes through, absolutely get one of these things and put some padding on the underside of it. And that'll raise it up higher and make it a lot easier. So now if you have a normal face or a chubby face or anything other than a bony face, you'll absolutely love how these fit initially. I'm the only person I know of that actually has a problem like that out of all my friends. So that's just something to take note of. As a direct comparison, like I will just go over sound quality first, I guess. So the sound quality of these things are excellent. Out of all the Ear Pro I've used, electronics, these are the best. Now granted, I haven't used anything over $75 when it comes to Ear Pro. So that's just kind of take note. Obviously, the more money you spend, the better quality you're going to get. But with these, there's an on button right here. You just turn it sideways. That turns the volume up or down either way, and it turns off. It's got a little bit of foam right here to protect the sound quality. So like if the wind's blowing, you don't hear wind noise as much with these as you would, say, something like these where they're just unprotected. The sound quality on these things, in my opinion, like I was saying, is probably the best out of all of them, all these, especially on here. You get directional sound, so you can actually hear where people are talking. So if someone's in front of you, you can hear noise back there. If they're behind you, you can tell they're behind you. If they're beside you, same thing. So in comparison to something like these are Walker brands, or they're Walker razors. See right here? I wanted to like these. These actually sealed my face just fine. And as you can see, I added gel to these as well. Again, I don't remember the name of this gel, but anyways, these turn on up here. They have a knob. Now, the reason I don't like these, and sound quality wise, the sound quality isn't as good as the Howard Leights. and they're also not directional. With these, you can't tell which direction someone's talking from. The how people sound, I say, may sound a little bit better. Like, it's a little bit more true to what you would hear with your ears. Now, granted, it's still not perfect, but not being able to tell which direction things are coming from, to me, is a big no-go for these things. So if you're at, like, say, a training course or just going to the range or you're inside, that's not a big deal. But if you were to use these for any sort of serious use, you really need to be able to tell which direction things come from. You can see on the inside they're a little bit worn. I wear these things a lot. I actually wear these all the time whenever I go mowing, and that's kind of a big what I use these for. Now, something, if you're wondering why I have duct tape up there, that's because, in my opinion, where they put the wires on this was dumb. So as you can tell, whenever you collapse it, the wire is being crushed by the headband. So you can see they have it to where it's on a little, like, rubber, I don't know what you want to call it, a little rubber piece right there, so it kind of lays flat. But over time, that kind of gets smushed and rubbed, and since the electronics and the wiring isn't the most expensive thing on the planet, eventually the connections started losing connection with each other. So I actually had to finagle this wire just right and then tape it in place to get it to where they would work. So if I didn't do that, the sound would just cut in and out. So I like these ear sets quite a bit, like the Walkers. They're really comfortable, and I would say they're probably a little bit more comfortable than these. Now, granted, the gel, obviously helps. Whenever I added the gel to it, these don't come with gel either. But whatever Ear Pro you get, obviously, you should add gel, because if you haven't, you will thank me later. The port on these is right here, and it has a little bit of a flap here that kind of holds it in place, but this just comes out pretty much all the time. It never stays put. So if you want a good mowing pair, I guess this would be good. Or if you just go to an indoor range or something, that'd be good. But just again, if you buy these, I would not store them like this, because it's eventually going to mess up that wire. So that's just kind of a side note. But like I was saying earlier, sound quality on these is really good. You can tell direction. The audio port on this one is right here. It doesn't have any sort of cap over it. If you're worried about that, put a piece of tape over it. Not a big deal. I wore these at a pistol course. What was it, a year ago? Yeah, about a year ago, and it was raining both days during the pistol class, and so these things got absolutely soaked. Now, something I noticed, and I don't know if it was just because of the sound of the rain cutting in, but it seemed like these didn't work as well whenever it was raining, and it may have just been because the sound of the rain kind of muffled everything else, or it may have just been whenever they got wet, something, I don't know. But after the next time I used them, whenever it was dry out, they worked just fine again after that. So again, that could have just been the sound quality wasn't able to cut out the white noise at the background of the rain. There's not really a whole lot more I can say about these. The battery pack is up here, so if you just slide this up, it takes 2 AAA batteries. One thing I will say is, if you're using rechargeable batteries, at least the little ones that I showed you on another video, the little micro USB ones, they don't work with these, because you hear like static background noise with those batteries. With the regular batteries, it's fine. So that's just kind of I don't know what they would do with something like this, but just know that you'll get feedback with them. So something else they kind of take note of, and this is just for Electronic Ear Pro in general, like these are just normal Winchester ones. I got these from Walmart. They're like 10-15 bucks. They're comfortable, they're fine, but again, these are like the hard rubber on the outside of foam, and these work fine for canceling noise, but these are not comfortable. After an hour or two wearing these things, you are going to want to take them off. They're not comfortable at all. Versus things like this, especially if you get the noise fighter or noise canceller gel pads, which I think I got them on Amazon. I'm sure you can find them. It makes a huge difference of comfort. So if you're going to get Ear Pro like this, absolutely get the gel cups. But another cool thing about the Howard Lights, and I haven't tried this on the Walkers. Now, granted, with them having that problem with the Ear Pro, I probably wouldn't anyways, because it would interfere with the helmet, just based on the location. But the cool thing about these is you can actually attach them to a helmet. So you've seen this helmet probably before. It's one of the first reviews I did, and I got spray paint on it. Who cares? You can attach these to the 3M Peltor mounts. So these are the 3M Peltor mounts, and these are designed to attach to the Peltor headsets. Now, the cool thing is you can modify these Howard Lights. You obviously, and I can do a video on this if you want. I think one of my friends still needs to get his pair modified. But you can cut these bands right here. So you'd cut this one, you cut this side, you cut it here, you cut it here, and I just cut it with a Dremel. And then you basically twist, and then they pull out a certain way, the metal that's left. Then you would have to basically remove the wire, and you have to cut like the leather strap that goes around the top. Basically it looks like this. You have to cut that with a pair of scissors, then all you're left with is the muff and then the wires. Then you can attach them to something like this, and so these would just fit straight in, and obviously they still slide up and down, as you can tell. They're not as snug on this as they are on the regular wire they come with. It's just ever so slightly, this wire is smidgen smaller, but it's still very snug. Like, I still have to pull pretty well, and they're not going to come off of there. So that's kind of cool. So these work really well on here, and since the wire, as you can tell, is off to the side, even whenever it's pushed in, so I'll snap it in place here. So you can see, snap the other one, still got a little bit of play with the wire. Now with me, I just use a little bit of duct tape back here to hold it in place. You could put it underneath something like this if you want to, put it across a Velcro, put a Velcro strap. But I like having a little bit of extra wiggle room there, so that's why I put it there. But to me, that's one of the biggest benefits of having the Howard lights, is you can put them on a helmet just like this. And obviously I put gel on here too. I think these are the Noise Fighter ones as well. If I remember right, I think the gel on these is a different company. It's like a cheaper one. It was like $10 cheaper on Amazon. Don't remember what it is. Sorry. But the Noise Fighter ones are awesome. These seal to your ear really well. And whenever I'm shooting and I have, say, my face up against a rifle or whatever, these don't break seal whenever they're on the helmet. And these don't break seal either now that I have the modifications to them. So I think these things run around $50, something like that. If you look around, you can find them on sale for around $35, I think is what I paid for mine. And if you can find them for 35 bucks, they're still for $50, they're a good deal. They come in different colors. So I think they come in like teal, pink, black. I don't think they come in, I think, yeah, they actually come in some sort of multi-cam or hunting camo patterns, I think, if I remember right. Now, granted, those are more expensive. I just like the green, works just fine. Blends in just fine. If not, spray paint the things. Who cares? But hopefully this is a helpful review if you're trying to decide whether or not you want to get the Impact Sports. Like I said, I have not found a budget or a sub $100 set of Ear Pro that work better than these. And I've used probably 5 or 6 different types of the most common brands, including ones you get from Walmart, the most common ones on Amazon, some older ones that a couple buddies of mine have. But hopefully you found this useful. These are absolutely the ones I would suggest if you're serious about shooting. One thing I will say too is the volume on these things is plenty loud. If you double up on Ear Pro like I do, I wear foam earplugs underneath and I put these over the top. These still amplify sound loud enough to where you can hear. Now granted, I wish they got a little bit louder because I have hearing damage. I was a percussionist and band way back in the day, and so my hearing is damaged from that. Played snare drum, it's loud. But I wish these would get a little bit louder. If you don't have hearing damage at all, then these would be plenty loud for you, even with Double Ear Pro. So again, if you have any questions, just let us know. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, comment below if you have any questions or have any comments, any kind of video ideas that you have. That kind of stuff helps us out and helps other people find us on YouTube. So again, hope you all have a good one. See you later.